Hello everyone, how are you all? This is your educator G. Vijaya Manorama. Subscribe my channel Vijaya Manorama Tutorials. Okay, so today we are going to discuss class 11th ka biological classification. In the form of a summary only I am going to discuss, and all the important points are in the form of slides. That PDF also I am going to provide you in the Telegram channel. Okay, I'll send you in the Telegram channel, and in the description box में भी all the playlist everything is provided. Okay, so नीचे description box में Telegram link also available. Just to join me there, all of you. Okay, so chalo, let us start. So before starting the main points of this, just the introduction part I am going to give you. Then we'll go to the all the important points, and these notes is very much useful for your NEET also. Okay, so that you keep in mind, and everything you just copy in the notes or else take the PDF and you can just go through with that. Okay, so here we go. Biological classification. In this world, there are millions of living organisms like plants, animals, bacteria and viruses. The living organisms of the world, they exhibit a great diversity and variations. So each one is different from the other in one way or the another way. Right. So the variations in the plants and animals has posed a great problem to the human being for their study, because so many animals and human beings also, so many similarities and differences also you will find. So that's why there is a big problem to human being to study how to recognize them with the differences and the similarities. Okay, so from the beginning of the human civilization, people felt the necessity of arranging, sorting of the things, sorting of everything, all the characters in a proper way. So for studying not only the morphological aspects, but up to some extent their anatomy also is needed to study, people felt. So presently around 1.5 million living organisms are known to biological science. About more than 1 million species of plants have been studied, described, identified and given names on the basis of the identification. So it is practically impossible to study and identify each and every organism. So it is also difficult to remember their names and characters and uses also. So however, biologists have devised techniques for identification, naming and grouping of various organisms. Okay, so various systems of biological classification also present. There are 3 different types of classifications which have been proposed so far by different taxonomists. So what are they? If you see, they are artificial system of classification, artificial system of classification, natural system of classification, natural system of classification and phylogenetic system of classification. There are 3 different types of systems. Okay, so they are artificial system of classification, natural system of classification, phylogenetic system of classification. Okay, so the natural system of classification of the plant kingdom, it was proposed by, so here it was adapted, artificial system was first adapted by Pliny. So these scientists' names are very very important for your NEET examination. Natural was given by Joseph Dalton Hooker. Okay, proposed by George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. So these are the scientists who have given. Okay. So zoologists and botanists, they differ in their interpretation of the implications of these system of classifications. According to zoologists, the natural system of classification, which is included the phylogenetic and evolutionary trends which are evident in the word called natural. Okay, but botanists hold the opinion that the natural system does not necessarily include phylogenetic trends of the natural system to include the evolutionary trends in the plants. Okay, natural system of classification is certainly better than any artificial system of classification, because this system brings out natural relationships among the organisms and places only related organisms in a group, prevents coming together of unrelated organisms, or this system indicates the phylogenetic relationships and the origin of different taxa. So here, before going to start about all the kingdoms, so let us discuss about the classification first. Okay, so who is the father of biology? Father of biology is Aristotle. So two kingdom classification, first it was proposed, which was like plants and animals. Only two things were differentiated. Later on, three kingdom classification, which was given by Haeckel. It was included with Protista, Plantae and Animalia. Okay, next four kingdom classification was proposed, which was given by Copeland. It was included with Monera, Protista, Plantae and Animalia. Next five kingdom classification was proposed, which was proposed by R.H. Whitaker. It was included with Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Next it was six kingdom classification, like here if you see 2 kingdom, 3 kingdom, 4 kingdom, 5 kingdom and 6 kingdom classifications were proposed. 6 kingdom classification was given by Carl Woerth. Okay, Carl Woerth, he has included the first Monera also. Okay, this Monera is along with all the Protista, Plantae, Animalia, these all things. Along with that, now Monera is differentiated into two, Archaeobacteria and Eubacteria. So now the discussion starts like this. Okay, what are the criteria for classification? R.H. Whitaker has given the criteria for classification, which is included with cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, phylogenetic relationships, which is called as evolutionary relationship. So here the kingdom Monera, the bacteria which is included. So the important important points of this bacteria, sole members of this kingdom, most abundant microorganisms, occurs almost everywhere, including extreme environments such as hot springs, deep oceans, snow and deserts, may live in or on other organisms as parasites, can be classified in 4 groups based on the shape. Okay, cell structure is very simple but complex in the behavior. So based on the shapes, it was divided into 4 different types. Spherical is known as coccus. Okay, that is for example you can take Streptococcus. For this the example is Streptococcus. Okay, Streptococcus. Next one is rod-shaped Bacillus. Here it is Lactobacillus. Next one is comma-shaped Vibrio, or if it is in the singular form, it is called as Vibrium. Okay, this is Vibrio. Okay, next one is Spirillea. Okay, it is Spirillum voluptuous. Here it is Spirillum okay. So this is about Monera. Next, Monera can exhibit the most extensive metabolic diversity as shown in the below based on the mode of nutrition. Bacteria, 2 types, autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. First one, if you divide photosynthetic, which uses carbon dioxide and water to prepare the food material. Next one is chemosynthetic. Chemosynthetic, where it uses inorganic substrates. Okay, whereas heterotrophic is divided into two, parasitic and saprophytic. Archaeobacteria, unique since they live in the most harsh habitats. Bacteria based on habitat can be named as, here based on habitats they are named as halophils. Salty areas they are obtained. So thermoacidophils, hot springs it is. Next one is methanogens, that is marshy areas. So different from other bacteria is having a different cell wall structure which makes them capable to survive in these extreme conditions. Okay. Methanogens present in the guts of ruminants are responsible for methane gas production from their dung. Okay, so useful bacteria do great benefit to the agriculture industries. Some pathogenic bacteria which cause great losses to animal and plant life by causing various diseases in them. Okay, next one is eubacteria, which is called as true bacteria. Characteristic feature, if you see presence of rigid cell wall and if motile, a flagellum is present. Next one is cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also, we call it as blue-green algae, which have chlorophyll, which is as it is similar to the as it is present in the green plants. Hence, they are photosynthetic autotrophs. They are called as unicellular, colonial or filamentous, marine or terrestrial algae. Colonies surrounded by gelatinous sheet. It is present. Some can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells. They are called as heterocytes. Example is nostoc and anabina. So some cyanobacteria, they contain pigment in the membranous extensions. They are called as chromatophores. These structures contain chlorophyll pigment which helps in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, there are in cyanobacteria or blue-green algae, the nuclear material which is not delimited from the remainder of the protoplasm by a nuclear membrane, but rather it is dispersed to some degree throughout the cell. Okay, there are two different there are two subgroups of archaeobacteria or ancient bacteria. This archaeobacteria is also called as ancient bacteria. Okay, archaeobacteria under first group produce methane from carbon dioxide and are called methanogens, and those under second group are sulfur dependent. They are called as thermoacidophils. Okay, here first one is methane. Here these thermoacidophils are sulfur dependent. They are sulfur dependent. Right. Next one is chemosynthetic autotrophs. They oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrites, nitrates, ammonia. They play key role in recycling nutrients such as nitrogen, sulfur and iron. Okay. So here only we have a very good question for your NEET. What is the full form of PPLO? You can write down in the comment section. Pleuro, pneumonia, like organisms. Okay. They are also called as mycoplasma. They are very minute organisms whose diameter could be as small as 0.1 micron. Okay. So next one is, if you see, Actinomycetes are the microorganisms that link the bacteria with the fungi. Protisters are one-celled organisms. These protisters have been living on the earth for about 1.5 billion years. So heterotrophic bacteria are also present. Most abundant in nature, important decomposers, helpful in making curd from milk, production of antibiotics, fixing nitrogen in legume roots, etc. Some are pathogens, they causing damage to humans, crops, cattle and pets. In humans, they cause diseases such as cholera, typhoid, while they cause citrus canker in crop plants and anthrax in cattle. Next one is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma, which is the smallest known living creature. So here whatever we have discussed. Okay, devoid of cell wall, it can survive without oxygen. Many are pathogens of humans, animals and plants. Okay, this full form is very important. PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organisms which are about 0.1 micron. Okay, how the reproduction in bacteria takes place? They reproduces asexually, mainly with the process called as fission. Under favorable conditions, reproduction takes place through spores. Sexual reproduction may also take place in a primitive way by DNA transfer from one bacterium to another bacterium. So in bacteria, both asexual and sexual methods of reproduction are known. Asexual reproduction is done by binary fission and endospore formation. Endospore formation. Okay, sexual reproduction takes place through conjugation, transduction and transformation. Okay, bacteria can sexually reproduce by the processes called as conjugation, transduction and other process called as transformation. Right. Okay. Next one is prions. The term prion, proteinaceous infective particles, which was first coined by Stanley B. Brusiner. It is a stable structure of abnormally folded proteins. It affects the central nervous system. It is responsible for causing bovine spongiform encephalophyte. Okay, mad cow disease it is called as, which can be observed in cattle, and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in humans. Okay. Next one is viruses and viroids. Viruses being acellular, they are not placed anywhere in Wittkar's 5-kingdom classification also. Viruses are not truly living as they are living only inside the host body, else inert they are. Okay. So they are non-cellular organisms which are characterized by inert crystalline structure outside the living cells. Obligate parasites, compulsory parasites they are. Once inside a living cell, they take over the host cell machinery to replicate themselves, killing the host. The meaning of virus is venom or poisonous fluid. Okay, these all scientists' names are very important for you for a neat point of view. B.J. Ivanovsky in 1892 led the foundation of the discovery of virus. He identified causative agent of mosaic disease of tobacco, which are smaller than bacteria as they can pass through bacteria-proof filters. Next important scientist M.W. Bezernik. He in 1898 found that the extract of infected plant caused disease in healthy plants. Okay, he called the fluid as contagium vivum fluidum, which means infectious liquid living fluid. Okay, next one is W.M. Stanley in 1935. crystallized viruses and demonstrated that crystals contain largely proteins inert outside the host cell. Okay. Next one is, in addition to proteins, viruses also contain genetic materials, either DNA or RNA, never or else never both. Okay. This is the structure of virus. You can see it has a head, collar, sheet, tail, fibers, everything. This is the structure of fibers. So it is a nucleoprotein and the genetic material is infectious. Okay, so this viruses based on the host cells, they are divided into three types: plant virus, bacterial viruses and animal viruses. Plant viruses are single-stranded RNA is present in that. Bacterial viruses, which are bacteriophages, they have double-stranded DNAs. Animal viruses, they are double or single-stranded RNA and double-stranded DNA. The protein coat is called capsid, which protects the nucleic acid and is made up of small subunits called capsomeres, which are arranged in helical or polyhedral geometric forms. Viruses cause diseases such as mumps, smallpox, herpes influenza, and AIDS in humans. In plants, they cause mosaic or leaf rolling and curling, yellowing, vein clearing, dwarfing, and stunted growth. Okay, viroids, discovered by Theo Diner in 1971, smaller than viruses and responsible for spindle tuber disease in potato. Unlike viruses, they lack protein coat and exist as free RNA, hence named as viroids. Viroid RNA is of low molecular weight. Okay. So now let us discuss about Protista. Protista general characters, if you see, it contains all unicellular eukaryotes, primarily aquatic. Cell body contains well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Reproduce asexually and sexually by a process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. Okay. So Protista cell is an eukaryotic cell. Different kinds of Protista, they possess at least three major mechanisms for movement: flagella, pseudopodia, cilia. Protist may reproduce sexually and asexually also by involving the process called as cell fusion and zygote formation. So in protists, two types of life cycles are formed. First one is haplontic. Second one is diplontic. Okay, haplontic and diplontic. During unfavorable conditions, some of the Protista may form cysts. Okay, many diseases caused by protozoans such as amoebic dysentery are spread up by the means of such cysts only, which formed around the Protista. So the Protista can be divided into three major groups: photosynthetic Protista, slime molds, and protozoan Protistas. Okay, so photosynthetic Protistas are Protistian algae. Okay, slime molds are consumer decomposer protists and protozoan protists. There are three different main groups of photosynthetic Protistas are also present. They are called, see here you can find they are called as euglenoids. See, this kingdom Protista is, so totally here I have given classes of Protista directly I have given in the 5 forms: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. Okay, chrysophytes are planktons, includes diatoms and golden algae. Desmids, they are called as algae. So found in generally in fresh water as well as marine environments, microscopic, float passively in water currents, and mostly photosynthetic. Okay. Next one is diatom. Cell wall forms two thin overlapping shells, walls embedded with silica and thus indestructible. Fossilized remains of diatoms are referred as diatomous earth, chief producers of the ocean. Specialized cells called oxospores are present which help in the growth and sexual reproduction. What are those specialized cells called as? Multiple choice question. Dinoflagellates. So here instead of dividing first three then three, all the five I'm discussing here. Okay. Next one is dinoflagellates. Mostly marine and photosynthetic. They appear yellow, brown, green, blue, red depending on the pigment present in their cells. Cell wall has stiff cellulosic plates on the outer surface. Most of these have two flagella. One lies longitudinally, other lies transversely in the furrow between the wall plates. Okay. Red dinoflagellates example is Gonolax. Rapidly multiply and make the sea appear red. Red tides we find, red algae we find in few places. That is due to this. So toxins released by these organisms may kill other marine animals. Next one is euglonoids. Majority are freshwater organisms found in stagnant water, have protein-rich layer called pellicule instead of cell wall, which makes their body flexible. In the presence of sunlight, they behave like autotrophs. In the absence of sunlight, they behave like heterotrophs, predating on smaller organisms. Pigments are identical to those present in the higher plants. Slime molds, they are saprophytic protists, so move along decaying twigs and leaves. Under suitable conditions, they form an aggregation called plasmodium, which grows and spreads over several feet. Under unfavorable conditions, plasmodia differentiate to form fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. So spores possesses extremely resistant true walls which make them capable of survival for long time under adverse conditions. Spores disperse by air currents. Okay, next one is protozoans. Protozoans all are almost heterotrophs, live as predators or parasites, so believed to be preventive relatives of animals. Okay, so these protozoans are classified into zoophagites, sarcodines, ciliates and sporozoans. Okay, amoeboid protozoans, flagellate protozoans, ciliated protozoans and sporozoans. Among protozoans pathogenic to humans are the sporozoans. Okay, the sporozoans are Plasmodium example. Okay, which causes malaria. The sarcodine entamoeba, which causes amoebic dysentery. The Ciliata balantidium, which causes balantidal dysentery, and zooflagellate trypanosoma, which causes African sleeping sickness. Okay, here I am writing all. So plasmodium, which causes plasmodium, this causes malaria. Balantium, which causes real dysentery. Right. Next one is zooflagellate. Trypanosoma. Trypanosoma causes African sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness. Okay, Plasmodium, which causes malaria. Next one is Entamoeba, causes amoebic dysentery. Okay. So here amoebic protozoans live in fresh water, sea water, or in moist soil. Move and capture their prey by putting out pseudopodia, false foot. Example is amoeba. Marine forms have silica shells on their surface. Some of them, such as Entamoeba, are parasites. Such protozoans, such as amoeba, possess contractile vacuole in its cytoplasm. This structure helps in excretion and osmoregulation. Okay, flagellate protozoans, either free living or parasitic, bear flagella. The parasitic form causes diseases such as sleeping sickness called trypanosoma. Okay, African sleeping sickness, trypanosome. Ciliated protozoans, aquatic and actively moving, showing the presence of thousands of cilia, have a cavity which is called as gullet, which opens on the outside. Movement of cilia causes food-laden water to enter the gullet. Example is Paramecium. Some ciliated protozoans such as Paramecium, which possess dimorphic nucleus, two types of nucleus, macronucleus and micronucleus. Macronucleus controls the metabolic activities of the organisms, and micronucleus that controls the reproduction. Sporozoans, which include diverse organisms with spore-like infectious stages in their life cycle. Plasmodium, which causes the malaria. Next one is fungi. Fungi is made up of a kingdom that includes molds, mildews, morels, mushrooms, yeasts, rust, smuts, and blights. Okay, so constitute a unique kingdom of heterotrophic organism. Fungi showed great diversity in morphology and habitat. Some are parasitic, while most of are saprophytic, feed on dead organisms, except yeast, which is unicellular. Other are multicellular and filamentous. The body is consist of long, slender, thread-like structures called hyphae. So network of hyphae is called as mycelium. Some hyphae are continuous and multinucleate, known as cenocytic hyphae, while others have septate, cross walls. So cell wall is composed of chitin and polysaccharide, shows symbiotic association with algae and lichens, with roots in higher plants in mycorrhiza. Okay, so in this kingdom, which is included with molds, mildews, morels, mushrooms, yeast, smuts, and blights. Okay, so how the reproduction takes place in fungi? Vegetative means, asexual means, sexual means, all the three different types. In the vegetative means, if you see fragmentation, fission and budding process. Asexual means by spores called conidia or sporangiospores or zoospores. Sexual means by oospores or ascospores and basidiospores. Okay, sexual reproduction involves plasmogamy, fusion of protoplasm of two gametes, karyogamy, fusion of two nuclei, meiosis in zygote resulting in haploid spores. During sexual reproduction in fungus, fusion of two haploid hyphae of compatible mating takes place, which may result in diploid cell 2n in some fungi, or in an intervening dikaryotic stages called a dikaryon, and a phase is called as dikaryophase, which mainly in class Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. Okay, So the formation of fruiting body takes place. Production of haploid spores occurs in fruiting bodies as a result of meiosis. So the dikaryotic phase of the fungal life cycle is which is unique. During this unusual phase, which is common in many species of fungi, cells contain two distinct nuclei. Okay, so the two nuclei which divide simultaneously as a mycelium. As the mycelium grows, growth continues until fusion occurs during karyogamy, resulting in diploid condition. Okay, so mainly the fungi are actually decomposers, and their activity is absolutely essential for the recycling of inorganic resources in the biosphere. The fungi lack chlorophyll and other photosynthetic pigments and cannot synthesize their food. The tangled mass of hyphae is called as mycelium. The hyphae with cross walls are called as septae, and without cross walls are called as aseptae. Okay, sometimes the hyphae are so compactly interwoven that the whole mass becomes felt like and called the plesenkyma. Okay, plectenchyma it is. Okay, plectenchyma. If the hyphae of the mass retain their individuality, the mass is called a prosenchyma. Prosenchyma or prosoplectenchyma. And if the hyphae are completely fused to each other, then it is called the pseudoparenchyma or paraplectenchyma. Okay, so these all names you need to remember. So what are the classes of fungi? Phycomycetes, found in aquatic as well as damp habitats. Some are obligate parasites on plants, mycelium, aseptae, and see whatever we have discussed that in the form of notes here you can download. Mycelium, aseptae, and Cenocyctic. Asexual reproduction by motile zoospores or non-motile aplanospores. Spores produced endogenously in sporangium. Zygospores formed by fusion of two gametes which may be isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous. Example is mucor and rhizopus. Ascomycetes, commonly called sac fungi, unicellular or multicellular. They are saprophytic decomposers, parasitic, and growing on dung, mycelium, branched, and septate. Asexual spores they produce exogenously on a special mycelium called conidiospores. Sexual spores they produce endogenously like sac-like asci. Okay, neurospora which are used extensively in biochemical and genetic work. So Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. Basidiomycetes, they are commonly known members for mushrooms, puffballs, or bracket fungi, grow in soil and logs of tree stumps, or as plant parasites. Mycelium, asexual spores, sex organs are absent, resultant structure in dikaryotic, which gives rise to basidium. Okay, Deuteromycetes, known as imperfect fungi based because sexual phase is absent. On recognition of sexual phase, the member is shifted to either class Ascomycetes or class Basidiomycetes. They produce only by asexual spores. Mycelium is septate. Some are saprophytic while others are parasitic. Being decomposers, they help in mineral cycling. Example is Alternaria, Colitotrichum, or Trichoderma. Okay, so till here only for today. Kingdom Plantae and Animalia. Tomorrow we will discuss. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss along with the NCERT textbook question answers also. So hope you like the session. Whatever the doubts you have, you can ask in the Telegram channel. I am there to clarify your doubts and everything. Till 10th class science, 11th and 12th class biology. You can ask any doubts. Okay. So thank you one and all. Be strong, be confident. Hope you like the session. Share करो अपने friends के साथ. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.